Hello, everyone. I welcome you all to Hamburg Integrated Farms. My name is Sika, and we are still on our journey interviewing farmers, experts in the agriculture industry. My guest for today is Mr. Wilfred Agbi. He is an operations manager at Kalidad Farms Limited and also an aquaculture expert. He's actually into lots of things, but he will introduce himself after this quick commercial break. Stay tuned for more. Welcome back from that brief commercial break. My guest is seated right here with me. Hello, Wilfred. How are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you too?
I'm doing very well by God's grace. All I know is you're an aquaculture expert. Yes, you're also the operations manager at Kalidad Farms Limited. I mean, we would want to know more about you, basically, who Mr. Wilfred Agbi is.
Okay. So,
I can put it.
so I am Wilfred Adby. I'm in my late 20s.
Okay.
I schooled in KNUST where I studied fisheries and watershed management. Under the Faculty of Renewable Natural Resources. So after that, I started my master's in aquaculture, but I didn't finish. So along the line, I traveled to Israel to study agronomy, far from aquaculture. So agronomy is basically um, crop science, like a crop doctor. So you diagnose crop diseases and you prepare a treatment plan for them. Because there was something on the rise as at then, around 2017, 2018, called aquaponics. And I didn't really have a firm understanding of plants. So I had to go and study and then merge the two. Yes. So when I came back to Ghana, I had the opportunity of working for some feed companies um, for a good number of time. I acted there as a technical sales officer and then later, you know, I was promoted
Wow.
to a sales manager. Um, Currently, I run my own company called Kalidad Farms Limited, and we are into I'm merging both of my fields, so agronomy and then aquaculture. So we do farm setups, we do trainings, we also sell equipment, so irrigation setup, fish ponds, and yeah, we do a lot. Livestock, it ranges in it's a lot of things we do, but the main pillars are livestock management, aquaculture, and then agronomy. That's crop production. Yes. Currently, aside the operation working at Kalidad Farms, we've also started a company called Ento Farms. Ento Farms is specialized in animal nutrition.
Wow.
So we are making animal feeds. So we
Oh,
have
that's great.
dog feeds.
Okay.
That- Because I'm a dog breeder,
Yeah.
so we do a lot of the dog feeds. We also do rabbit feed,
Okay.
and then what's the name? Fish feed. So these are our three main products. In the near future, we will add more. Ento Farms, Ento stands for insects. So we are using the insect meal,
Mhm.
the larvae. You convert it to insect meal.
Wow.
So that's what we are using as our protein
Okay,
source.
so you actually have a team.
Yeah, we have a team. We
Okay.
have a team. Um, Victor is the brain behind the thing, and I'm the manpower with the industry knowledge and everything. Yeah, so we are a team of 5 people,
Okay.
but these are the main core team. Yeah, the two. Yeah,
And how long have you been in this business?
the agric space.
Yeah.
Um, so cumulatively, I'll say close to 8 years. Yes.
Right after tertiary.
So actually, so if you see, actually, I didn't. My the program I studied was not Agric, so but I was doing the farming on the side whilst in school. I remember even back in school, Ken University. If you're in Ken University and watching, you can take this opportunity. You can go to the Agric department. There are lands in the school. You can actually request for it. It's free. You will not pay anything, and you'll be given. So I
Wow.
remember back then I got two plots.
Oh wow, that's
Yes,
great.
and I was doing,
Just like that.
yes,
Oh, okay.
two friends. One was in Agric department, and I wasn't in Agric department.
Mhm.
So we got two plots of land, and then we did vegetables, lettuce, and the rest. And then we sold to the people, the halls. You know, in the halls there are food vendors.
Yeah.
So Queen's Hall, Rapport, and then Kunti. Sometimes, what's the name? I've forgotten the other one. Indies. Uh-huh. So we used to sell vegetables to the women who sell food. Uh-huh. So cumulatively, let me say 8 years. If I want to add all those other ones, maybe it will be 10 years plus.
Okay.
But let me say 8 years. Yes.
So, what actually drove you to develop that kind of love for farming at the first place?
Well, I'm someone who wants to naturally. I like to be as independent as possible. Try to be self-sufficient, and try to do things for myself. But I'm also amazed about life in general, how life starts, and how I'm intrigued about the intricacies of life in general. So, like watching a plant grow, transform into, yeah, the whole process, or maybe starting a fish from eggs, and then you see now you get fries, then larvae, then you get larvae, then fries, then you are going up, then you become a full fish. Yeah, it was interesting. So even when I started, I wasn't doing it for business.
Okay.
I was just
Just
doing
for
it
the passion.
just for the passion at home, because I
Okay.
was working. So I was doing it at home, and I was working, and then people were interested. They said, "Oh, we'll pay you for it." Then
Oh,
it became a
really?
business. Yes,
Wow. So that's where it all started.
yes, 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 yes.
And let's focus on your knowledge on feed formulation, since you are an expert when it comes to that. I mean, most farmers complain of the high cost of feed in the country. What's actually causing this?
Okay, so for the feed formulation or the feed issue, um, I would like to touch on it from two angles.
Sure.
Part of the problem is from the farmers.
Why do you say so?
Yes, I'll get there. And then the other part too is it's not necessarily the manufacturers, but an increasing the prices of the raw materials are increasing.
Okay.
Raw materials have to be in the right quantity and then the right quality so that you can get good food. But once the feed gets to your end as a farmer, you have to make sure that you are managing the feed. So feed management is a whole other thing
On its
on
own.
its own where
Yeah.
farmers have to actually learn,
Oh, I
because
see.
when we are calculating something we call FCR, that's the feed conversion ratio,
Okay.
is how much feed you've given to the animal and the output. But the output you get from the animal in terms of meat or so when you feed the animal, for example, 1 kg for fish, you are expecting maybe 0.9 um, kilograms or 900 grams of weight in the fish at the end of the cycle, and you are not getting that. It means maybe you have to feed more
Okay, so
to
there's a specific amount to feed.
yes.
Oh,
So
okay.
sometimes we feed based on the body weight.
It's not just about feeding
No, no,
them.
no, 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 no.
I
So
see.
some farmers just get a feed and then
Okay.
just give out to
Oh,
the
okay.
animal. You see, we all know that the animals, whatever you give them, they'll eat in terms of their
Yeah,
quantity.
yeah.
Maybe at that moment they'll eat, stop for a while, and then come back and continue. But it's not really what they need.
Okay.
So there's per science, there's the daily feed requirements of every animal.
Oh,
So you have to know that. Then you know what to give. You'll be surprised to know that a lactating sow, a pig, the maximum or the required amount of feed to be given in a day is 5 kilograms. And 5 kilograms is I don't know how to use what to demonstrate to you. But I see that small bag of rice, 5 kilos.
Yeah, the 5 kg.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what is required for the whole day. So you can split
Oh,
it into
for the
two.
whole day.
Yes, for the whole day. So you can
Okay.
split it into two and do two feedings, or you can do it one feeding,
Okay.
and then you give them water.
Okay. Okay.
But some people will go and give one pig more than 20 kg of feed. It will eat it. But that's it. If and the second thing too is if the feed does not meet the nutritional demands of the animal, most of the feed will be channeled to waste, either in the form of
Okay.
feces or excess fat. So all these things the farmers have to pay attention.
Feeding them more, won't it actually affect them in a positive way, as in gaining more weight?
Not really,
Okay.
not really. So assuming assuming you can eat, sometimes as humans we even eat to our full, and
We
then
have
we
our
we-
limits.
yeah, and then we force it.
Yeah.
When we force it, you remember, you realize that that particular day you visit the washroom more frequently.
Yeah.
It means that it's all going to waste.
Okay.
It's all going to waste.
Okay.
Uh-huh. But this is the basics. But when it comes to animal nutrition, it's a whole ball game together. The next thing is the raw materials. So one of the key raw materials in feed production are the cereals and then the grains. So we have the rice and its bran, rice bran. We have wheat and its bran, wheat and wheat bran. We have maize and its bran, maize and maize bran. We have soy,
Yeah.
soya bean. Uh-huh. So all these things are from plant sources, and when you harvest them, you are supposed to dry them before you use. But unfortunately, at our end, sometimes the drying is not very proper.
Okay.
So something called mycotoxins, aflatoxins is one of them, develop in the. Have to also know is that there are four pillars in production. So when you are doing animal production, there are four pillars.
Okay.
You have to look at your breeding and your genetics. You have to look at your housing, the environment, and then your husbandry practices. That's the second point.
Okay.
You have to look at the health status of the animal. And then the last one is the feeding and nutrition. So once all these things are met, you are sure that you get a very good result. But if one default, so maybe the genetics, you just got the pigs from, or the birds or the goats from a friend without doing proper research, trying to trace the parents and all those things. Yeah, you've gotten the animal, but sometimes because of the genetic makeup of the animal,
Okay.
it's not allowing them to grow to their full potential.
Supposed to.
Yes,
Yeah.
so no matter the feed you give them, you are not going to get results.
Oh, okay.
That's why for the feed companies, sometimes what they do is they get complaints that, oh, my animals are not growing. This is
You are actually doing a very good job. You are doing a good job.
a lot's work.
Okay, so how do we actually contact you?
Okay, so I have my company number, which is 053 050 6710 Kalidat Farms Limited. Or you can reach out to my personal number on 054 275 1194.
We'll definitely come back to continue this conversation. I mean, most farmers have lots of questions and concerns, and I know. I'm hoping you give us the time
Oh
because
yeah, no
I
problem.
mean, I tried contacting you some time ago, and you were all busy.
Yeah,
Hey,
I wasn't around.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So we'll be here some other time to talk more about, I mean, your dog breeding, how business is going when it comes to that side. Yeah, we'll come back. We'll definitely come back, but because of time, we have to end today's conversation here. Thank you very much for your time.
Welcome, welcome.
So my guest for today is Mr. Wilfred Agbi. He is the operations manager for Kalidad Farms Limited and also an aquaculture expert. This is where we end today's interview. Don't forget to like our videos, share, subscribe, and then leave a comment. My name is Sika. See you all next time. Bye.